Tonight, on Puppet Tea, we'll show you how to make a puppet with just this tape. Stay tuned.
Oh, hi. Welcome back to Puppet Tea. I thought I'd show you how I like to make puppets with masking tape. Tape is not, or puppet building rather, is not exactly my forte. It's not my greatest strength, but I do enjoy it. I find it very therapeutic. And if you want to work with puppets or are interested in puppets, it's good to try and make your own and not just depend on other people to provide you with your puppets. Partially so that you know what puppet builders go through. It is full of trial and tribulations. And I'm very much a minimalist when it comes to the puppets that I like to do. That's mainly because I work a lot on 48-hour films and projects with short deadlines. So I love things that you can work with quickly, and tape is very efficient for speediness. This is standard roll of masking tape. It comes in different varieties. You can get kinds that are like industrial strength sticky or like regular strength sticky, different thicknesses of paper and what have you. I like the stickiest I can find. It's very annoying when you get the cheap stuff and the tape starts coming unraveled as you're trying to make a puppet or a sculpture or whatever you're trying to make out of your masking tape. Yeah. So that's masking tape. You all know it. You can find it very cheaply wherever you are in the world, I suspect. And yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick puppet out of it, real quick and dirty, just to show you what it's like. So I think I'm gonna start with like a hand puppet kind of deal, kind of a traditional glove puppet thing. Yep, one of those. Arms go here. See what we can do with that. So I'm just kind of wrapping my fingers tape, but I'm doing it sticky side out to kind of give a base for future layers. I first started working with tape when I was doing my first short film, which I've made an entire video about, if you're interested. And the short film's available on Amazon Prime and other places. It's your first kind of undergird structure. And then for the top part, I'll just make a head and kind of make a ball. If you want to, and I think I do want to, you can start with some kind of chunk in the middle, like a wad of paper or aluminum foil, something to give it kind of understructure so you don't use up all your tape just on the inside. And I think I'm gonna use some paper. And look, I have some just off camera. Yeah, perfect. Paper. So, just gonna wad this up into a ball here. But yeah, what was I saying? Paper, or tape, rather. I first started working with tape when I was making the Only Savages puppets. Not really intentionally, just kind of like I had tried and failed with some of the more like fancy methods, and I'm not much of a sculptor or a builder. So I was like, well, what's the easiest thing that everybody can use? It's tape. So I started working with tape. And although I don't think the results worked particularly well for that particular project, I later made puppets for a show I did called Blue Note using masking tape. I used masking tape on a project of mine that's never seen the light of day, called, well, it wasn't officially titled, but it was a train short story about an old lady on a train who's very nearly hijacked by some bad guys, but she gets the drop on them unexpectedly. Those puppets are in my demo reel, and they're made out of tape and paper mache and other things. It's definitely a rough and ready material. I think it works great if you're doing stage shows where the audience isn't super up close to see the detail. or if you're going for more of a rough and tumble kind of look. But what I'm doing here is I'm making this head just to go kind of on top of my fingers that I'm already constructed. Just a real quick and dirty wad of paper wrapped in tape. I like to see how much I can get away with doing as little as possible in terms of what you see on screen. And to me, that's part of the magic of puppetry, is that you can have something that's very abstract or incomplete, and the audience can fill in the missing details in their minds, which it doesn't happen in every medium. It's a pretty unique thing to animation and to puppetry. That power of the imagination is what gives it its magic. Okay, so basic tape, and then we'll just attach this head top of it like that. I feel like this video is brought to you by the word tape. This is not sponsored by tape. I'm gonna do kind of like 4 connecting pieces, and those will be like kind of undergirder strength pieces. So one thing I was taught when I was learning how to tape professionally in filmmaking, grip and electric departments use a lot of tape, is that the strongest shapes or strongest letters that you can use if you're trying to like attach something using tape, you need something that has cross joints. So you're looking for your T's and your H's that have those reinforcing one layer on top of another. So you've got 2 layers of tape and they reinforce each other. So that's effectively what I'm doing here, is I'm just making a big T that goes 1 T for each side. And it goes, the cross pieces will go around the center. I guess it's really more of an X. So then we'll just reinforce that with an X shape. And we'll go around a few more times. There we go. Anyone can do that. That is not an ingenious construction. If you're worried your neck is too fat, like, oh no, I've made the head too small or the neck too fat, you can literally just scrunch it up. It's tape, right? It's paper. So it literally will mold very, very well. And that's a great feature of tape. It's great for mocking stuff up because it's quick. And, you know, I've been at this for a couple minutes and I've already got like a basic head shape. But now let's give him some kind of arms and maybe a nose, and then we'll see where we can go from there. And I wonder if instead of being a glove puppet like this, if he's more of a kind of a combination finger puppet with like some arms hanging out, like if his arms are smaller, and instead of his arms being on my pinky and ring finger and thumb, as would be normal for a glove puppet, if his arms are actually up here. I'm going to experiment with it, and we'll see where this video goes. How are you guys doing? What's new in the world? I'm really excited about a project that's shooting right now called Meekshi. That's by my friends Justin and Lindsay Lee of Gazelle Animations. They've done several episodes of Meekshi, in fact, a whole series. And it's a show about a scientist sheep who lives in Mabukiville. It's kind of like an urban, rural atmosphere. It's a farm animal kind of environment, but they live in a city. So it's like, what if a farm was a city?
That's the Mixi world. Yeah, she goes on adventures and has scientific discoveries. It's very STEM-friendly show for those of you who are interested in such themes. And right now they've just announced they're doing a new show, a new episode of Mixi. Another great thing with tape is that if you mess up, you can just start again. And it's cheap enough to where you haven't really lost much if you mess up. It's very freeing in that sense. I've done a lot of videos about AI and technical stuff. Let me know if you guys like that or if you want to see more like retro stuff. I have a lot of useless knowledge about retro puppetry things. And people have sent me a lot of topics already too, which I'm definitely going to get to in due course. Steve Witterman has a process which is basically like giving puppeteers 3D monitors and using 3D technology to kind of enhance puppetry performance. And it's really fascinating technology. So I'll definitely be doing a video about that. A friend of mine, Austin Tate, has sent me some virtual puppetry stuff to look at. And of course, I do, I say of course, you may not know this. I do a blog about a show called X-Bobber. That was an 80s sci-fi puppet show, kind of in the Jerry Anderson vein, but it was Japanese and designed to kind of capitalize on the Star Wars craze that was happening in the late 70s, early 80s. Just kind of like shaping these into arms that are a little bit in scale with the body that I've made. Just, really rough shapes, and then kind of putting a little elbow action in there. Done the same thing with the other one. Just a little bit of shape. Doesn't take much. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach them to the side of his body. Like that. Just real simple, like. Also, there's an old show, British show called Mongrels, which I might be interested in talking about. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. I have a new video out currently for Adam Krutinger about The Mandalorian. Don't worry, if you're watching Season 3 and you haven't caught up yet, there's no spoilers for Season 3. I made it before Season 3 even came out. So if you're caught up on Seasons 1 and 2, there's no spoilers for you in the video. If you haven't seen Season 1 and 2, there's some minor spoilers there. But I think even if you're not a Star Wars fan and you don't have any plans to watch The Mandalorian, you'll still get something out of this video. It's about The Mandalorian as mask theater and how mask theater kind of works as a performance art, but mainly about how masks are significant in society and anthropology and history and stuff like that. It was a pretty fun video to do. I had to do a lot of research, which is always an enjoyable time. I say that. You might think I'm being sarcastic. I'm actually not. I really enjoy some of the research that I've had to do for video essay projects, like the stuff that I do for Adam Krutinger over at Puppet Nerd. I have another video coming soon for Adam. I don't know if I want to divulge that here. It hasn't been announced yet. Maybe I'll give you a sneak peek. So he's got a couple arms, and I could attach some rods or wires or something, but I kind of like him as a mummy. I think he might, because of the tape, he kind of might be a mummy, so he just kind of... Yeah, and he just has his arms stuck out in front of him. So let me add some detail to his face, and then he'll be a thing. So just a couple of quick pie things. A lot of people think that they need to have an extra special skill set, or everything has to be perfect to do puppets and make puppet shows. That's absolutely not true. You just need your creativity. And if you just start making things, the rest will come to you in time. As you meet people who have new skills, they'll teach you stuff. If you practice those skills, you'll get better at it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be as rough and ready as a few minutes and a wad of tape. I'm just going to add a few random lines throughout, just to kind of accent the lines that are already there with the different strands of tape. Make them pop a bit more and add some detail and contrast, which we love a bit of contrast. There's no rules either as far as what you can and can't create. The rules are somewhat for you to define. If you can convince an audience that, you know, your mop is a shaggy dog, then by gum, your mop is a shaggy dog in the audience's mind, and they will go along with it if you do it convincingly. That's exciting. So yeah, here's my basic mummy guy. He's very, very simple. Hey, I've been in the tomb for 3,000 years. And now I've been unleashed on an unsuspecting world. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of like make-along session, and I hope it inspires you when you see how cheap and cheerful this guy is to go out and make your own cheap and cheerful puppets, and just use whatever resources you have lying around, and start telling stories. In fact, why don't we make a quick short film, and I'll just use the camera on my phone, and I'll do a quick mummy story for you. How about that? Okay, let's go. Oh, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all those things. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's my next goal, so please share this channel with somebody who might enjoy it. And yeah, don't forget I have a Buy Me a Coffee page if you appreciate this video. If you want to see some exclusive content that I've put up there, then you can do that. It's buymeacoffee.com/BenWolfPage, because that's my name. And yeah, I'm gonna go make a quick mummy short film using this really crappy tape and paper finger puppet, essentially. Yeah, okay. Goodbye.
When you've been buried for 3,000 years, you might have a frog in your throat too. I need some tea.